Dragon Ball Super episode 104. Man, this was a good episode. I really freaking enjoyed it. So, it's a hit heavy episode. It's pretty much Hit having, an epic fight. So, it's Hit versus Dyspo from Universe 11, one of the Pride Troopers. He's the rabbit looking guy who kind of looks like Champa and Beerus. He has the same, skin tone, which they actually make a joke about it. Beerus is like, oh, look at his ugly face or whatever, and his angel, I can't remember her name, is like, oh, he looks just like you, which he does. Anyway, this episode starts with Hit versus Dyspo. Like right away, they're facing each other, and it does that thing where it kind of swoops around him, and they're about to go and attack, and Hit goes and he attacks and he uses his time skip, but as soon as he does, Dyspo just bam punches him and sends him flying. And Champa and everyone's just like, what the heck, He's like, how's this guy so fast? Did he freaking move so fast that he went through the time skip and hit? Hit. Anyway, so they're all surprised, and Hit gets up, and he's just like, oh, what, kind of like a little confused. But Dyspo is just like, he's like, I can't believe you got up. I guess it goes to show that you're a good fighter. So they start fighting. And it's pretty much the same thing, they go to attack each other, and Dyspo's just so fast, or it seems like he's so fast, he hits Hit, and he doesn't realize what happens until, it's made clear that Dyspo is listening for Hit's muscle movements. So every time he flinches his hand a little bit, so he's about to use time skip, Dyspo moves at the speed, or super fast to hit him, because apparently he's faster than the speed of light, which is pretty freaking amazing. So when he hears his muscles twitch for a certain way when he's about to use his time skip, he just moves so fast before he can use the time skip and hits him. So it's really interesting. So they start fighting, and as soon as Hit figures that out, he kind of stops using time skip, and they start fighting each other. And it looks like Dyspo still has the advantage, but Toppo and Jiren are watching it, and one other Pride Trooper, Kichi Kashuman, I can't remember his name, but he's gonna come up later. Anyway, they're watching it, and Toppo's just like, oh no, he's not doing that good, because the other guy thinks that Dyspo's doing great and jacking Hit up. He's like, no, he's learning all of Dyspo's movements. Hit's intentionally taking, some attacks, missing his own vital spots, and learning all his moves. So he's like, it's a trap. So the guy, Kushuni, I think his name was, he's like, okay, I'll go, take care of this or help him out just in case. So Hit gets knocked across all the way to the edge of the ring, and Dyspo, he's like, he pretty much thinks he has him. So he goes to attack at full speed, and, he's about to punch Hit off, and everyone's like, oh no, especially Champa, he's like, because that's their, best fighter. Anyway, he's about to hit him off, but then all of a sudden he uses his time skip, and then he phases right through him, so Dyspo just flies right off the freaking edge, and it seems like he's done for. And I think that's where the commercial happens, and you're just like, oh man, is he done for? Which obviously he's not, because if you saw the earlier what was going to happen in this episode, you knew that Goku was going to be involved. Anyway, so he gets saved by Kunushi. He uses this weird electric energy webs or whatever, so he stops him from falling off all the way up, and he brings him back onto the arena. And so, Dyspo is saved, and Hit's just like, okay, well, I guess I'll take the two of you on. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. So, stop shaking the table. So they start fighting him, two on one, and Hit would do fine, because, he's fast enough, he's skilled enough to take him on. But Kunushi, he has this, he has the web energy thing, so he grabs Hit by the leg, and then Dyspo just starts wailing on him, and there's nothing really Hit can do because he's kind of stuck there, and they're both pretty good, strong fighters, so it looks like Hit's gonna get taken out, and Dyspo goes for one final attack, but all of a sudden, of course, here comes Goku, blocks the punch, and they're like, hey, what the heck? And Hit's like, are you here? He's like, I don't need your help, and Goku's like, I'm not here to help you. He's like, I just saw those two guys ganging up on you, and my body started itching. Obviously Goku felt it was unfair of them jumping Hit, especially since Hit's such a great fighter. Goku kind of likes to fight strong people, but more one-on-one than anything else. So he's like, let me join you in this fight. So he takes on Dyspo, because he comes in as a Super Saiyan God form, which apparently he can just switch in and out of. So he starts fighting Dyspo, and Dyspo's like, oh, he thinks Dyspo isn't that fast. He's like, I don't know why Hit was having trouble, but then Dyspo starts knocking him around, and then Goku starts switching between God and Super Saiyan Blue, and he starts pushing Dyspo back. So they're having a pretty decent fight. They seem to be on equal grounds, more or less. And over on Hit's side, Hit's fighting Kanushi, and of course Kanushi has this weird electric web thing, so he still has Hit's leg wrapped around, and he's just kind of shooting energy blasts. But that's not enough to do anything to Hit. Hit's just like blocking him. He's just like kind of like, whatever, I'm kind of stuck here, but you can't do anything either. So Kanushi sends a bunch of those electric webs all over the field. He's like, if you come to attack me, they're going to explode and it's going to get you. Even with your time skip, it doesn't matter. They're going to get you because you're going to have to walk over them regardless, even though he could probably just jump over them and shoot energy blasts or something. Anyway, Goku comes in, or flies over, and Hit's like, well, let's switch places. So Hit starts fighting Dyspo, and then Goku takes on Kanushi, and he pretty much goes Super Saiyan Blue, and he runs through his little energy field, because Kanushi's like, oh, you're gonna destroy yourself, or you're gonna knock yourself out. And Goku's like, whatever, he just freaking kamikazes it, goes through, like none of them hits him, does anything, and he just punches Kanushi and just kind of starts jacking him up. And over on his side, he's pretty much, he starts tricking Dyspo, because Dyspo keeps hearing his muscle movements, and he's like, oh, you're going to use time skip. So he goes in for the same attack, but Hit is controlling his muscle movements, so he's faking using time skip. So Dyspo will come in for an attack, and Hit will just counter it. So pretty much Dyspo can't use his ability against Hit anymore, because he can't tell when he's going to use time skip. So Hit has the advantage at this point. He's the better fighter, and he just starts jacking Dyspo up. He does this little boxing weird thing, assassin style, and just starts jacking him up like nothing. And then he knocks him away, and then he starts fighting Kanushi again, or I forget how he gets over there. But he pretty much gives him a fatal blow. He does this weird thing, his punch, where it sends a punch super far away without anyone being able to see it. So pretty much it ends up, they're Dyspo and Kanushi are about to be pretty much defeated. So Kanushi's just like, you know what? Take this opportunity to run away. I'm gonna try to take him down with me. So he rushes freaking Hit, and he uses his energy thing. But of course, Hit's just like, oh, time skip, and he flies right through him. And he's like, oh, we'll take this pain with you when you get eliminated. And he does his special hit attack and knocks him off the arena. So that's one person down this episode. We had 46 fighters at the beginning of this episode, so we're down to 45. But before anything else could happen, Dyspo just runs away. He runs away, and that's pretty much the end of the battle. He goes over back to the rest of the Pride Troopers, which there's only 3 of them now. Jiren and Toppo, which are extremely powerful, but they're down to 3 fighters. And he's like, oh, justice will always prevail. We're going to win next time. And Toppo was like, no. It's no longer about good or evil or justice or anything. It's about surviving, and he's like, we're gonna survive. And the episode ends with, Goku saying, are you gonna fight me now, Hit? And Hit's just like, no, I'll let you go this time or whatever. So they part ways, and the episode ends that way. And I have to say, I freaking loved this episode. It was good. It was good to see more or less a one-on-one fight. I wanted to see Hit in action, so Hit's one of my favorites Dragon Ball Super characters. So I was glad to see him fight, someone besides Goku or Vegeta or one of the other Z fighters, and actually be challenged. So I thought that was really good. It was a really interesting fight, I always thought when they first introduced Hit, I thought his time skip was going to be an OP move, and people were just he was just going to wreck people. But I like how they've introduced characters or ways that people have worked around that time skip, so it doesn't make it OP, and it kind of makes the other fighters learn or adapt. So I think that's really interesting. Overall, like I said, it's a great episode. I really enjoyed it. It was a great fight. I think this episode was a great example of what's going to be a downfall of the Pride Troopers, their pride, because every time they fight someone, they think they're superior to them. Like when the General and those other 5 Pride Troopers fought KO and Khalifa, they thought they were going to win easily, and they all got eliminated. It was the same thing with this one. Dyspo thought he was going to easily defeat Hit, and he just got wrecked. I mean, he survived, but the Pride Troopers still lost one. So I know Jiren and Toppo are strong, and we don't know how strong Jiren is, but I feel that's going to be their downfall, their pride, just thinking that they're stronger than everyone else. Because even once they lose Kanushi, their god and everything are just like, well, you know, we still have Toppo and Jiren, so it doesn't really matter. We're still good to go. So you can tell. I mean, it says it all in the name. They're prideful, and that's gonna lead to a downfall. All right, that's it. So, did you guys like this episode? I loved it. You know, if you hated it or liked it, or you know, want to see more fights with Hit or more fights like this in the tournament, let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hey, if you like this video, we have several other awesome videos you can check out. And again, thanks for watching.